There's not many sponsorship duos more iconic than Jeff Gordon and Pepsi. In the early 2000s, if Jeff Gordon showed up to the track with a Pepsi paint scheme, you were probably in for a long weekend.
Pepsi, generation next.
A sponsorship driver combination that would last for over 20 years is just something you don't see anymore, and unfortunately, we probably won't again.
Hi, Jeff.
See you later, Jeff.
But this year's Pepsi 400, it's really big. Prime time on NBC. Britney Spears is the Grand Marshal. She's got a way of starting everybody's engines.
Hey, Jeff, give me a 3/4-inch socket, will you?
Jeff Gordon will win the Aaron's 499.
Look at the beer, Mike.
Yeah, I
look.
see. Oh, they're tossing full ones.
I don't think they're throwing Pepsi then.
Here comes Gordon on the outside. Jeff Gordon just moves up in front. He's Tony Stewart to get the push by. Jeff Gordon, a 5-time Talladega winner. Jeff Gordon trying to hang on. 2 wide, 3 wide behind him. Gordon on the bottom of the racetrack. Jimmy Johnson second, and Jeff Gordon takes the win at Talladega.
Today, we're talking about Jeff Gordon's very best performance under sponsorship pressure. It was a damp night in Daytona in 2004 where Pepsi would assert dominance even if it was just for one night.
But Jeff Gordon is going to hold him off and win the Aaron's 499. And Matt Yoakum.
A special phone call already from the boss.
Okay, here's a little backstory. Coca-Cola C2 was launched in 2004 and contained half the sugar and calories of regular Coca-Cola. It was marketed as a drink for people who wanted the taste of Coke but were looking for a lower calorie option.
We have a great new product that we're very excited about launching in the marketplace.
And that's the Pepsi Edge.
That's Pepsi Edge.
Wouldn't you rather have a Pepsi Edge?
Pepsi Edge was also launched in 2004. It also had half the sugar and calories of regular Pepsi. However, it was marketed as having a bolder and more intense flavor than regular Pepsi. This was peak competitive marketing, but unfortunately, neither drink would survive more than 3 years and would both be discontinued. Now, can you tell me what the hell this has to do with Jeff Gordon? I'm getting there. I'm getting there right now. The 2004 Pepsi 400 would be held in the first week of July, and it's commonplace for Hendrick Motorsports and PepsiCo to team up and paint the number 24 Chevrolet in its traditional Pepsi blue.
Good evening and welcome to the Pepsi 400 on Fox. Pepsi has a rich history here at Daytona International Speedway dating back to 1959. More history will be written during tonight's broadcast when one lucky race fan will win a trip to Los Angeles for a chance to play for $1 billion from Pepsi. So have your Pepsi 400 Play for $1 Billion game code ready because Fox will reveal the winning characters throughout the race. Now, sit back, grab an ice cold Pepsi, and enjoy the race as I climb into the DuPont Pepsi Play for $1 Billion Chevy and go for the win.
Jeff Gordon, 2 wins in this race, 4 total wins at Daytona as we welcome you back.
But this time, Coca-Cola was feeling a little feisty. They allocated millions of sponsorship dollars to race teams and original primary sponsors to paint 8 serious contenders with their Coca-Cola C2 red colors. Coke was here to spoil the Pepsi party in the midst of a cola war that still wages on to this day.
Speed Channel welcomes you back to Daytona International Speedway, where the lights come on for Budweiser Full Award qualifying for the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. They're getting set for Saturday night. Yes, sports cars tonight, Busch cars tomorrow night, but Saturday night, it's this. White knuckle racing under the lights at near 190 miles an hour. The sparks will fly and the fireworks won't just be in the sky. And you'll see it all live on NASCAR on Fox.
I wish I was lighting off fireworks right now, Mike, but this is the guy that drives car number 24 that's been all the fireworks for the last several weeks. Jeff Gordon won the pole at Michigan. Last week at Infineon, he won the pole, won every practice, led the most laps, won the race, and he is starting out this weekend right where he left off in California. There's been one practice session. Guess who's been fastest? Jeff Gordon. Hasn't won a pole here for the July race at Daytona since '96. Got a real good chance to do it tonight.
We've got Coca-Cola C2, the new Coke, low-carb Coke this weekend on the car, so hopefully we can put this Chevrolet in victory lane.
Kevin Harvick still chasing that first plate win. Maybe it'll come this weekend here at Daytona, a place that his team has had so much success in the past. Mike?
Thanks, Matt. And yes, that is Bill Elliott making a return to Nextel Cup Racing. I think they announced they'll also run the Brickyard and just kind of pick and choose a few races throughout the season. Tony Stewart up next in the Coke C2 Home Depot Chevrolet. And Kevin, 48.68, 48.10 on that second lap. Third place for the Good Ranch Chevy. Good run this year. So Gunzelman, Chris Edwards, they have to change their car number when that happens. Dick Berggren.
Well, Michael Waltrip is going to run a marathon to try to raise $1 million for the Victory Junction camp. Kyle Petty, that's pretty much your deal. Are you going to run with him?
I told him I would run along with him and give him plenty of C2 and plenty of Domino's pizza. That's my job. I'm going to run like this with the Domino's right here since that's his sponsor and Coke is too. But
Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, now the proprietor of, what's it called, Awesome Snacks? He's got his own snack food line. Driving the Coke Dodge, or Coca-Cola C2. Last time we saw a Coke machine full-time in NASCAR, wasn't that Bobby Allison's car?
That's right, the Coke box.
I think his largest snack food is like pork rinds.
Now the booth was commenting about your snack food, your pork rinds.
Well, I need some to go with the Coke C2, but I don't have any with me tonight, so I'm going to have to work on that, guys.
Work on that, and then we'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Jeff Gordon trying to continue his winning ways. Sonoma was all but a Gordon benefit. Scott Pruitt kept him honest through much of the race in a fourth Ganassi car. There's Pruitt at 39. But when it came to the checkered flag, it was surprisingly Jamie McMurray chasing Jeff Gordon, but nobody came close.
No, he just kept looking back, just didn't want anybody to get too close, because I think he could have stretched it out even more than he did.
And that 92 laps was of 110. To me, that's still a deceiving number because some of those laps he did not lead was through the cycle of green flag pit stops.
Right, Larry, I don't think he was ever passed on the racetrack by anybody.
I don't either, but just think of the dominance we've seen of a particular car. Thinking back to Jimmy Johnson and how he dominated the 600, some other races here recently, and then Jeff leading almost the entire race at Sonoma. I'm a little bit concerned, though, guys, about this race car.
No flames.
Well, not only that, it sounds really different.
It's just got no flames, though. It's
listen to this thing as it comes by. It's, I don't do that well.
We'll know here if it's pretty good or not. See what he runs on this first lap. 48.28.
Yeah. That's pretty sporty.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I wish I could get my car to sound like that, Mike.
Yeah, if he gets 7/10, he's a pole man.
Yeah, I think he's going to be right there. I don't like to see that sparks. Every time a car hits the track, it's just like hitting the brake.
His time in practice, as we mentioned, he was the quickest, 47.79.
You remember last weekend when he was qualifying, he ran off the track on turn 10. We said, well, that's it. That's everyone his lap.
It was it. He was on the pole.
He was on pole.
Don't do that here.
And the thing's sparking around here. That's supposed to hurt you.
And this thing here, it's not even bouncing. It's just staying right there.
Bottoming out like that is supposed to slow you down.
He's got a billion reasons to want to win the pole. Part of the Pepsi promotion.
They've also got a chance to win $1 billion, which is pretty unbelievable. I haven't heard that offered. And next year I'm going to try to talk him into making it $1 trillion. But I tell you what, $1 billion, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot. That's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, that's a lot of Pepsi for a long time.
That's getting close to what he makes in a year. But, you know.
It's great to have Coca-Cola and C2 on the car this week. Coke does such a great job in our sport, and it's great to have them on the car.
This is Jeff Burton in a car that looks a lot like Bill Elliott's, but for that green number on the roof. '99 winner of this race. If you're wondering why all these Coca-Cola cars, remember, what's the name of the race? The Pepsi 400. And the Cola Wars are as hard fought as any in marketing and merchandising.
Oh, nothing used to make us, we used to try even harder when we had the Mountain Dew car. If there was a competitor having a particular race, you know, we worked really hard to try to win that. We ran Valvoline oil, so if someone was having a race, you know, by another oil company, we tried really hard to win that just for bragging rights.
And when I got off the airplane yesterday over here at Daytona International Airport, they had a booth set up there. They were handing you one of the new C2 Coca-Colas. And I'll tell you what, pretty good soft drink.
Probably wasn't a Pepsi booth very far from there.
I just didn't look for it.
And they did a great job of getting this car prepared to qualify. I think part of it was drinking this new Coca-Cola C2 that made me lighter. You know, it's
lighter on the left side of the car?
Lighter on the left side. Well, lighter weight totally. That's what you want here. So, you know, fewer carbs and fewer calories. What more could you want in a great soft drink?
John's first lap was 30th quickest at a 48.90. Looks like he's going to be maybe in the top 15 as he comes toward the start-finish line at the end of his second lap.
How are we going to tell all these cars apart?
Man.
What is there, 9 of them? They all look the same?
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
Well, Dick, I tell you, they've got this Coca-Cola C2 Taurus all fired up tonight. This is the Coke Brigade. It's really neat to be part of a summertime program where you get to come out, race all the cars that look alike. Hopefully we won't get confused, but we are going to enjoy some Coca-Cola on our July 4th weekend.
Ricky Rudd, 55 Daytona starts dating back to 1976. Here is Greg Biffle in yet another red car. Well, the Pepsi 400, the Pepsi car's on the pole. How about that, Dick Bergeron?
How about that, Jeff Gordon? 3 poles in a row. Go ahead, take a swig of that Pepsi on camera for us. Well, are you going to spank them on Saturday night the way you spanked them last weekend in Infineon?
I'll tell you what a great job by this race team. We didn't expect to come in here and sit on the pole tonight. We haven't been pole material on these restrictor plate tracks in a while, but a lot of hard work went into it. Bergie, Brian, all the guys back in the shop, Robbie Loomis has just got a great group of guys underneath them right now. We're having a lot of fun, and I guess we won the battle of the colas tonight, so it's all about this cola right here. And want to just say hi to our folks DuPont also, because we don't want to forget them. They're our main guys.
Nice job, Jeff. Mike.
2 poles in a row for Jeff Gordon. That's reason for fireworks.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
It's race day. Jeff Gordon has put his Pepsi Chevrolet on the pole in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona ahead of 8 Coca-Cola C2 cars and around 20 Coca-Cola drivers. It's Fox's final broadcast of the year before moving to NBC, and not only is every race fan in America tuning in, multi-billion-dollar cola corporations are also tuning in to see who comes out on top in the NASCAR Cola Wars of 2004.
For the final time in 2004, NASCAR on Fox. I love you guys. You're like my brothers. Reach up there and pull them belts tight one more time.
You got it, buddy.
Boogity, 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 boys. Let's go racing. A lot of places we go, we have a preferred line. Here at Daytona, that outside line, it can move just as good as that inside line, especially on the first lap when they're building momentum.
Yeah, and last night we saw that work really well off of turn 2.
That outside line starting to get her wound up now, led by Michael Waltrip in the 15 car, bringing Dale Jarrett in the 88 car with him.
Waltrip draws even with Jeff Gordon as they hit turn 3.
Takes a lot of confidence in the track and in the car and everything else after a rain delay like this to stand on the gas.
And they are standing on the gas, wide open, coming to complete lap 1, over 185, 190 miles per hour. Here they come, all within a second of each other.
Michael Waltrip will lead lap 1.
Turn two. 2 cars.
Ward Burton for
3
the second
cars.
time this weekend. He takes Kent with him.
4
Ricky
cars.
Craven, Kenny Schrader. And the defending Cup champions car is wrecked at the bottom of turn 2. Saw Matt trying to refire it, but there's a lot of damage to the left front.
In the 24 pit, they are going to go with 4 tires, no adjustments on Jeff Gordon's Chevrolet, Dick. He hesitated, DJ hesitated, so they both paid the price. Long stops here on pit road.
But that beats the alternative of banging into one another and killing one of those front fenders.
Yeah. Kyle Petty is still on pit road. They have a problem with the left front of the Ronnie Dodge. The Pepsi 400 on Fox is brought to you by Pepsi Edge, the new full flavor cola with 50% less sugar and carbs. The Pepsi 400 and the chance for fast money continue. Here's the next character in the Pepsi 400 Play for a Billion winning game code.
Caution is out, too.
And the caution is out. It's John Andretti.
Our buddy that's been running a little bit high all night long.
He finally ran out of room.
Lap 45. It's the 3rd caution of the night. John Andretti from Indianapolis, driving a limited schedule for Earnhardt Incorporated.
Got a right front tire down. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but got a right front down. Oh, yeah. See, I think his car was too tight, and he's been pushing, and that's why he's been running that high line, and I think he may have just used up the right front tire on that bad boy.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon in the 24, he went awfully wide out there in a hurry as he left his pit box.
I think he just had to get around the car in front of him, Dale Jarrett, and that shot him out there a little wide. I don't think there was anything else he could have really done.
One way to beat us.
Going to get very interesting, but not very funny.
11 and a half laps to go. Junior slices to the bottom, and away he goes.
And goes from 4th to 2nd.
And he did not go under the yellow line. He went right down along the side of it.
Can you believe that?
That was a wonderful, that was a winning move right there.
You can see the grin on his face from here.
Oh, he's got to be just jumping up and down for excitement. Just that's a great move, man. Cool.
But the way they're running right now, they're 1-2. That's right reverse of how they took the checkered flag in the Daytona 500. It was a 20 car following the 8 car.
Boy.
Right behind you. In they go next time. You got a slow one on the bottom up ahead.
Harold, I think the Pied Piper's tuning up.
Yeah, he is. He's getting a run on him.
After the Daytona 500, which Junior won, he called Stewart his best drafting partner, and they're buddies on and off the track. Let's see if they work together.
One thing about Stewart, he's been pretty aggressive up there in the front. Jeff had a run on him, and he closed the door on him.
I still can't believe this move.
Went from the wall all the way to the yellow line and gains 2 position in about 100 yards.
You know who else can't believe that? Jimmy Johnson. Where did he come from?
And would you think Tony Stewart's looking up in that rearview mirror going, uh-oh.
Man, Tony Stewart is going down into turns 1 there. He really closed the door on those guys as they close on him.
Now the Hendrick teammates on the right of your screen are linked up. Gordon and Johnson. Jeff to the bottom.
What happened there was, again, Tony closed the door on Dale Jr. He lost a little momentum. This could be just what Tony Stewart needs.
He's getting the push from his teammate, Jimmy Johnson, in the 48. Kurt Busch been working these Hendrick cars all night long. They're going to get Dale Jr. back to about 5th. Be 9 to go this time.
Dun-dun. Dun-dun. This is not one of those places where you want to wait. If you got anything for him, you better get on by him.
Now Jeff Gordon swings to the high side. He's going to be side by side with Tony Stewart. He's got that whole line pushing him, going off into turn 1. Looks like Gordon's going to take the lead.
You knew Johnson would go with Gordon. The other drivers had to go with the momentum. That's why they left Stewart hanging there.
Look at that red car.
He's coming for Tony.
Jr. said, I did this once.
Yeah, Junior came to pick up Tony and see if they have anything for the 2 Hendrick car.
I got to believe Tony's car should start giving up a little bit with the 2 tires.
6 laps, 15 miles to go.
We've been talking about Bonnie in that 18 car. He's moved into this group.
He'd like to get up there and help Tony if he could.
Because that's his teammate.
I think Tony's going to have to be careful with these cars ganging up on the outside like that, because the 2 tires, you don't have quite the grip that the other boys would have.
We got 6 laps to go. We got 7 cars within a half a second right here.
And here comes Junior cutting under Tony right there. Man, they are slicing and dicing. Look at Mark Martin.
He's hooked up with his teammate Kurt Busch in the 97. Then Kurt jumps back to the outside. Let's see if he'll pull back down and can get a push.
Bobby Labonte's caught Tony, but it's going backwards, not forwards.
Yeah. Tony's, I think, pretty much done now. Once he got shook out of the lead, you get back there with cars all around you and they just don't have the grip.
And most importantly, Jimmy Johnson has caught Jeff Gordon and locked onto his rear bumper once again. The DuPont and Lowe's Chevys. Can they hold off Junior?
No, they can't. I don't believe they can. That car is so fast, and he's running the high line.
10 miles from the finish line of the Pepsi 400.
Junebug gets a heck of a run through the triangle here.
Rick Hendrick Chevys leading Dale Jr.
Coming to push the 97.
And an unlikely ally, Kurt Busch in a Roush Ford.
You can see Dale Earnhardt Jr. just ever so slightly letting those eyes look over into that rear view mirror.
I think right now everybody's got one thing in mind. Dale Jr., Kurt Busch, Tony, Mark. I think they're all just thinking, man, we got to get back up there, because right now they're not close enough.
And Kurt Busch in 4th place. He's not going to help a Chevy win the Pepsi 400. He wants it for himself. Well, and for Ford.
There's 3 of them in front of him, so I don't think he has a whole lot of options.
Ready to go. This time they come to the line.
You know that probably Jimmy Johnson is not going to pull out on Jeff Gordon unless Junior shakes him up out of the line some way.
And that could happen. Remember, Johnson did not qualify well in that number 48, but he said they brought a car that would race much better than it qualified, and it has.
Boy, Jeff Gordon got a little bit loose there off of turn 2 that time.
That last time through 1 and 2, all top 6 cars ran right around the bottom. Nobody moved to the high side.
And the first 5 cars there all run the same lap speed: 05, 07, 02, 06, 05.
Casey Mears moved up to 11th. Nemechek up to 14th.
And this pack is catching a couple of cars that's up there in front of them. They're going to be coming to 2 to go this time.
Junior's going to put Jimmy Johnson in a very precarious situation.
Slow car turn 4. Greg Biffle is going to coast on to pit road. Tough break for last night's runner-up in the Busch race.
And the defending champion of this race. We're hearing he has a flat tire.
Here comes Kurt Busch right up to Dale Jr.
I think he's off the pace right there off of 2 now. He's trying to run low and can't.
Bump drafting down the back straightaway, trying to catch the Hendrick Chevys.
Well, Junior lost a bunch of time at that time off of turn 2. I think he got to push it.
And Darrell, that's exactly what's happening to his car. His car will not turn off the corner. He said he's still going to try to go to the high side, but he's going to give up 3rd position to Kurt Busch if he's not careful. White flag this time.
The cake's all dough, boys.
Johnson a look to the bottom. He got the least little bit out of line, and Junior's there.
And look what that did. That let Junior get there. I mean,
but he gives up a lot of ground right there, Darrell. Yeah. His car will not turn from the center off.
It's just too tight off of 2 over there. That's where you got to squeeze out the throttle ever so slightly. He's going to get a run at him, but it's going to be too little too late.
Busch is coming, and Mark Martin has a run on Tony Stewart.
Here
and the front 4
He's going to go
back together again.
He's going to go the high side, but it ain't going to do him any good.
This race 5 times has been won by a last lap pass. Jimmy Johnson locked onto his teammate and mentor Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon's DuPont Pepsi Chevy is going to win the Pepsi 400. Free Pepsi Edge for America.
Jimmy Johnson 2nd, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 3rd, Kurt Busch in 4th, and Tony Stewart with those 2 tires comes on 5th. Good run for Mark Martin, though, in the 6th car finishes 6th.
Boy, heck of a battle back in here between Dale Jarrett and Ricky Rudd and some of them.
He may have had a rough month of June, but he is rebounding here late June, early July. Jeff Gordon in that 24 car, 2 wins in a row.
Looks like poles in a row, 2 wins in a row.
Looks like if he sets on the pole, that might be a bad sign for everybody else.
Hi, I just wanted to say that there was a point in time actually where Jeff Gordon was a Coca-Cola driver, and maybe they should have worked a little bit harder to keep him that way.
Jeff Gordon chasing championship number 5.
Well, he was a preseason favorite. You know, when we were down here in February, everybody picked Jeff Gordon to win this championship. If he keeps going like he is, he definitely has a chance, a good chance. Now, what I always wanted to do is that right, just one time, smoke them up like that.
Jeff Gordon has his 68th career Cup win, his 4th of the season.
Time this year in victory lane, Matt Yoakum is there.
For the 20th time in his career, Jeff Gordon scores back-to-back Nextel Cup Series win, his first at Daytona since 1999. And he jumps into the mosh pit, caught by owner Rick Hendrick. Just about everybody. Jeff, how big to beat the DEI cars again?
That's unbelievable, and I got a lot of people to thank for this one because we certainly didn't do it on our own. I mean, what an awesome race car. I got to thank Jimmy Johnson. I owe him big time. What a great push he gave me. We worked so well to get all the Hendrick cars in today, but I want to thank DuPont, especially want to thank them for allowing Pepsi to do this program, this win a billion, play for a billion, and what a big day for Pepsi, man. We had a bunch of those red cars for some reason. I don't know what they were, but they were in my way, so it was pretty awesome to fish ahead of them. But what an awesome effort by Hendrick Motorsports. This guy provides us with the most unbelievable resource. I can't thank him enough.
How special to see all those Hendrick cars up there, Rick?
Oh, man, it's unbelievable, you know. I wasn't here in what was it, 97, so it's great. Exciting race. The man, the Pepsi man.
Yeah. The 24 car back in victory lane for the 5th time in his career here at Daytona.
Impressive right there. Pole in the wind in the Pepsi car. Woohoo! Yeah! See what? Hey, great Hendrick teamwork right there, guys. Way to go.
This race, an American Holiday Classic, the driver of the Pepsi car winning the Pepsi 400.
And thus ends the story of the 2004 Pepsi 400 Cola Wars. I've always remembered this race vividly since I was 10 years old, and I think everyone should know the story as well, so I'm glad I got to share it. I hope someday we'll once again see sponsors fight and battle like they did on this race weekend, because those are some of the things that made me love this sport. Also, as a side note, I'll leave you with this. I cannot believe Pepsi had the absolute balls to film this commercial before the race even happened.
Jeff Gordon wins the Pepsi 400. Let's go down to victory lane.
Here we go. Jeff, you made history tonight in the number 24 DuPont Pepsi car. What do you have to say to your fans?
Woo! Yeah, we won, America. We got the edge on the competition tonight. And now, fans around the country can experience the great taste of new Pepsi Edge.
Go to PepsiEdge.com by 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow to request a coupon for a free 2-liter of Pepsi Edge. Taste the new full-flavor cola with 50% less sugar and carbs.
Hey, if you like that video, please subscribe, like it, leave a comment, do other stuff. It's a pain making these, but I love doing it. I'll keep doing it. But yeah, subscribe, thanks.